Good evening. They'll be rocking and rolling in Jackson a week from Saturday.
They'll be doing it to the beat of a different drum, heavy metal music. The rock show Michigan Deathfest 1 is being staged at the Jackson Optimist Sports Arena. It was originally supposed to happen in Detroit, and the switch has some people in Jackson concerned the groups promote satanic worship. More on the developing controversy from Jay Cooney.
What can city commissioners do when a death fest comes to town? Not much, it seems. Despite receiving some calls from people calling the festival a devil-worshipping event, commissioners say the promoters have done everything by the book. That doesn't mean they have to like it.
I'm totally against it.
The concert, featuring 7 bands from as far away as Florida and Maryland, will take place here a week from Saturday. Ironically, that day has been set aside by commissioners as Jackson for Jesus Day, which has some ministers up in arms.
Watch reports, all of us on television, read about in the newspapers how the testimonies of kids themselves left behind in writing, attributing their suicide or the mass murders that they've committed to listening to this music and going to these type of concerts.
Bozung and 8 other ministers plan to attend the concert to counsel kids on what he says are satanic messages embedded in the music. The names of the bands participating in Michigan Deathfest 1 are interesting, to say the least. Sacrifice, Fatal, Morbid Angel, and Lucifer's Hammer are just some of the bands that will be in town August the 11th. But teenagers argue that the names are just gimmicks to get them to buy records and go to concerts. What about people that say that it's satanic, it's devil-worshipping music?
They just don't understand the music, that's all.
It's better than the slow music, because slow music to me is like depressing, and I don't like getting depressed or any of that, and I just think it's pretty cool.
So far, 1,000 tickets have been snapped up, 2,000 still remain. With both sides preparing for the event, the drums beat on. Jay Cooney, TV 10 Action News, Jackson.
Metal Rock Festival in Jackson. Is it hype or satanic?
Next week's heavy metal band concert, Deathfest 1. Some residents claim the show is nothing more than heavy metal bands getting together to sing about Satanism. Band members, however, say it's one big gimmick to sell tickets and records. More from Suzanne Wangler.
Never know we love or hate, only pain the drug creates.
It's called death metal. It's louder and faster than heavy metal, and it has a message.
It's nothing satanic at all. You know, we really don't go for that. We just sing about scary things, you know, things that have gone in the past.
Todd Cushman is the lead singer of a local band called Lucifer's Hammer, one of the bands that's set to appear in Deathfest 1. His mother is the promoter of the concert, but she calls death metal a gimmick to sell tickets.
All it is loud, heavy metal. That's all it is. Very fast, loud music.
With band names like Sacrifice, Fatal, Deceased, and Morbid Angel, why would anyone want them to come to town?
Once they came out with the flyer on the concert, naming the concert, I guess I was a little disappointed, I guess.
Well, this reverend was also disappointed because the day of the concert has also been proclaimed Jesus for Jackson Day, and now we'll have to spread 2 messages.
We will be gathering together over there with the churches. After we talk to the kids, we will have prayer, and we will be singing our own songs.
Well, there is no message, really. It's just music.
Well, despite all of the controversy surrounding Deathfest 1, managers of the sports arena say it's one of the biggest concerts they've had in the past 5 years. But no matter what the turnout is, they said they have no plans of hosting a Deathfest 2. In Jackson, Suzanne Wangler, TV 10 Action News.
TV 10 Action News.
Good evening. The statistics are staggering. Every day, 64 people. Devil worship. That's the debate raging in Jackson in advance of next week's heavy metal band concert, Deathfest 1. Organizers say the bands promote Satanism through their music. Evidence group names like Fatal, Sacrifice, Deceased, and Morbid Angel. At least one local minister has come out in opposition to the concert.
We'll be gathering together over there with the churches. After we talk to the kids, we will have prayer, and we will be singing our own songs.
The member of one of the local bands playing in the show says this isn't about devil worship, but about selling tickets and records. And while the show should give the city a boost in tourism, the business community is not rallying in support of that event, as we hear tonight from Chris Alexander.
The city of Jackson has suffered a depressed economy since the early 80s, but it is picking up. Annual fairs and festivals are gaining recognition, and tourists from neighboring states are taking part. For more than a month, a small segment of music enthusiasts have been gearing up for Deathfest, a heavy metal rock concert rolling into Jackson's Optimus Sports Arena this Saturday. The concert is expected to sell out, and many of the 1,800 fans are coming from out of town.
A lot of the hotels are booked up for the weekend, and the fair is going to get a good business from the kids coming from out of town. We're all going to the fair. The arena is going to make a lot of money, not to mention the gas stations and the little eateries around.
Despite the increase in business, many Jackson residents are up to the Deathfest idea.
The concerns are that young people in this community and elsewhere who are coming to Jackson, Michigan for something that is perceived to be like devil worship or a cult kind of thing. And that isn't anything that anyone in this community would want to encourage.
Organizers of the event have received threats, shop owners selling tickets, irate phone calls.
Kids are really getting a bum rap. This music has been around for a long time. It's not like it just popped out of the blue.
We've only tried to help the citizens of the community understand what's occurred, what's going on. That's the best you can do in the situation that we've been given.
Jackson police say they'll treat the concert just like any other. Chris Alexander, TV 10 Action News, Jackson.
They say all music has some meaning, but the heavy metal music set to play on the Deathfest stage doesn't mean devil worshippers are hitting Jackson.
They shouldn't be taken seriously. Like if it said to go out and kill somebody, you know, they wouldn't want people to actually go out and do it.
It's all just, like I said, a hypothetical horror story. It's no more than like sitting around a campfire and telling ghost stories.
Sheila Smoot, TV 10 Action News, Jackson.
Well, if you plan on going to the city of Lansing but despite the controversy surrounding the Deathfest 1 concert coming to Jackson next week, it looks like the show will go as scheduled. For the past week, church leaders in Jackson have been gearing up to spread their message at the concert next Saturday. They say the 8 groups that are coming to town, they're going to promote Satanism through their music, and they want to be at that concert to spread their message as well.
The youth are living in turbulent times. Why should we add to the difficulty? So we want to talk to them.
It's all just, like I said, a hypothetical horror story. It's no more than like sitting around a campfire and telling ghost stories.
Well, so far, close to 2,000 tickets have been sold for that concert. Some of the headliners have names like Morbid Angel, Lucifer's Hammer, and Sacrifice. Ticket holders say the names are all just a gimmick, and the songs they sing are just make-believe horror stories.
Behind an increase in homicides because of people who do frequent these type of activities. It's a little bit more than just your normal heavy metal groups. Every name of each of the groups has a satanic origin.
All it is just an extreme music, just fast and aggressive, and it has nothing to do with Satanism. There's not going to be any kind of satanic activity or any kind of devil worship there. And they're just getting, they're blowing everything way out of proportion.
The arena is not advertising the fact that Michigan Deathfest is supposed to be held here next weekend. In fact, they don't even list it on their rundown of coming events. So most people around here are just hearing of it. And 2 people told me the more they hear about Michigan Deathfest, the less they like the idea. From Jackson, I'm Mary Conway, Channel 7 Action News, reporting.
This is TV 10 Action News, Mid-Michigan's news leader. Now, here's the leader, TV 10 Action News.
Good evening, everyone. For weeks now, the city of Jackson has been preparing for a controversial concert called Deathfest 1. Well, now their wait is over. Deathfest 1 is underway at the Optimus Arena in Jackson. Well, now, some people claim tonight's music is filled with satanic messages, but as our Sheila Smoot tells us in this live report, before they went inside, a religious group gave them a message of their own. Isn't that right, Sheila?
That's right, Suzanne. Today is Jackson for Jesus Day, and like you said, it's also the Michigan Deathfest 1. It's going on right behind me in the Jackson Optimus Sports Arena here. It's billed as heavy metal at its finest, at its best, at its loudest. Not since Alice Cooper and Kiss played in this very same arena has there been so much controversy, Suzanne. Also tonight, it's not just a battle of the bands. It's also a battle in beliefs. Those who believe that there are satanical overtones to this music here, and those who purely believe it's just music.
Promoters of Deathfest 1 say the heavy metal bands that are on the concert lineup are just that, bands, and not worshipers of Satan. Members of the Jackson for Jesus Committee say the music is fine, but it's the lyrics that talk of death and dying that has them concerned. So concerned that members came out to spread what they call a message about life.
We love music ourselves. In fact, we got a great thing going next weekend with a lot of Christian bands. It's the lyrics in the songs. I'm on the highway to hell. I mean, come on. I don't want to go there. And I don't want to see any of these guys go there.
Those who stood in line were treated to different lyrics today as they waited for the doors of Deathfest to open, as Jackson for Jesus members sang songs of religion. At times, there were some verbal clashes by concertgoers, but mainly it was just a clash in ideas and beliefs.
If we're out there preaching for Satan, like they're preaching for God, we'd be thrown in jail. We'd be out of here. They'd arrest us. I don't think it's fair that they can come and try to ruin our show like this.
Sometimes there's a kid who may commit a murder because he listened to an album and he says he did it in the name of Satan, but come on, you know, that's like one in a million maybe.
Now they have the point, yeah, but we have ours too, and they won't listen.
Well, Suzanne, you heard it right there. Ticket buyers and supporters and concert goers on the one hand, Jackson for Jesus members on the other hand. Nothing got out of hand here today, and everything seems to be going okay inside the building. Reporting live from the Jackson Optimist Sports Arena, I'm Sheila Smoot.
Okay, Sheila, and of course we've been following that story for now for 2 weeks, and we'll keep you up to date with a full report tonight at 11 o'clock. News, the controversial Deathfest 1 concert is underway in Jackson right now, and Sheila Smoot is standing by live.
That's right, Suzanne. Deathfest 1 is going on right behind me. Earlier today, Jackson for Jesus members were out too. I'll have a live report.
Plus, will he or won't he? Magic Johnson puts all the rumors to rest surrounding his bid to become the next Board of Trustee member at Michigan State. And good news at the pumps, but will it last? We'll have more on the oil crisis and the price we're all paying for a problem that's 12,000 miles away. We'll have those stories. Plus, meteorologist Darren Rocco says we'll see more rain and more clouds, but he'll also tell us when we'll see plenty of that sunshine. And in sports, we'll take you to practice for the big alumni game between Michigan and Michigan State. I'm Suzanne Wangler. Those stories plus much more when Action News continues. Christians and concert-goers clash at a controversial concert in Jackson. We'll have more on the aftermath of Deathfest 1. Plus, the rain hasn't dampened everyone's spirits at this year's Michigan Festival. Those stories plus Darren will be in to tell us when it'll all clear up when we come back. Lucifer's Hammer, Sacrifice, and Morbid Angel at a controversial concert in Jackson tonight. Deathfest 1 has made its debut despite the fact that some say the music contains satanic messages. As Sheila Smoot tells us tonight, concert goers packed into the Optimist Sports Arena, but not before they were told that Jesus loves them.
Promoters of Deathfest 1 say the heavy metal bands that are on the concert lineup are just that, bands, and not worshipers of Satan. Members of the Jackson for Jesus Committee say the music is fine, but it's the lyrics that talk of death and dying that has them concerned. So concerned that members came out to spread what they call a message about life.
We love music ourselves. In fact, we got a great thing going next weekend with a lot of Christian bands. It's the lyrics in the songs. I'm on the highway to hell. I mean, come on. I don't want to go there. And I don't want to see any of these guys go there.
Those who stood in line were treated to different lyrics today as they waited for the doors of Deathfest to open, as Jackson for Jesus members sang songs of religion. At times, there were some verbal clashes by concertgoers, but mainly it was just a clash in ideas and beliefs.
If we're out there preaching for Satan, like they're preaching for God, we'd be thrown in jail. We'd be out of here. They'd arrest us. I don't think it's fair that they can come and try to ruin our show like this.
Sometimes there's a kid who may commit a murder because he listened to an album and he says he did it in the name of Satan, but come on, you know, that's like one in a million maybe.
Now they have the point, yeah, but we have ours too, and they won't listen.
Sheila Smoot, TV 10 Action News, Jackson.
Biggest death metal concerts in the Midwest, and with it came plenty of controversy. But when the band stopped playing in Jackson's Deathfest 1 last night, well, so did the controversy. For about an hour before the concert, Christians gathered outside to spread their message of God. Some of them claimed that death metal promoted Satanism. They handed out literature, but were asked to stay clear of the arena. Promoters said the music had no satanic overtones and they had no problems during the 8-hour event. 1,500 tickets were sold, but only 500 were in line when the doors opened. Right now, there are no plans for Deathfest 2.